Good evening. Tonight is Good Friday. It's the night in which we remember Christ's crucifixion and his death for us on the cross. It's a night that we cannot, in our deepest imaginations, understand what Christ did for us, but we should try. And tonight I want us to try to understand what that day meant to us, to God, and to Jesus. And so for the next few minutes, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye the picture of a scene that I'm going to try to paint for you this evening. I want you to picture yourself asleep in your own bed. You're resting quietly. And then suddenly there's a knock on your door, but it's more than just a knock. It sounds like somebody is banging frantically on the outside, and something drastic is happening outside. And as you shake off the grogginess, you go to your bedroom door and out into the hallway. And your wife is next to you, and she's asking you what happened, but you don't know. And your children wake up, and then you and your wife and your children go downstairs, and you're dressed only in your bathrobes, and you answer the door. And when you open the door, there's soldiers there, and they're shouting at you, and they're shouting instructions for you to follow them. And it's sort of like a dream. You know, this has never happened before, but you follow them anyway. And you're asking them questions of why that you need to do this, but they don't answer you. And then they take you and your family, and they put you onto a school bus. And as you look up and down the street, the same thing is happening at all of the other houses. And you look around, and all your neighbors are being loaded onto the bus and driven out of town, and it's like a dream. And then your bus finally arrives at your destination, and you're unloaded, and you're instructed to remain quiet, and you're led into this huge stadium. And as far as you can see, up and down and across, the stadium is packed with people, and as you look around, more and more people are coming in, and they're coming up through the entrances, up the stairs, and they're filling every seat in the stadium. And then through all the noise of people struggling to find seats and wondering what's going on, all of a sudden a horn blares out, and in an instant, the room is deathly quiet. And then in another instant, the stadium lights, they all come on at the same time, and it's so bright, and you're blinded for an instant. And as your eyes adjust, you see that it's not a stadium at all, but it's a giant courtroom. And as you try to figure out what you're doing here, you start to look around, and right over there on the right side of the room, someone who looks like a prosecuting attorney on a television show is seated behind a table, and on the table in front of him there are huge piles of legal papers and folders and DVDs, and he's dressed in the blackest suit you've ever seen in your life. In fact, it's so black that it doesn't even reflect any light at all, and his appearance is restless and anxious, and he's constantly opening and closing the folders that are on his desk. And over there on the left side of the room is someone that looks like